darling.
Happy New Year,
Happy New Year, my honey. It's like we get to spend that together, so that's really, really nice. As you know, I just love Victor. I love his music. I know you do as well. So it's just a pleasure whenever he is here with us. Let's just give him another. So you'll see, the title of this talk is Survival of the Fittest. When I initially thought of this talk, I thought about, you know, we talk about intentions and not resolutions. So I was going to talk about, instead of deprivation during the beginning of the year, let's look at our abundance and do that shift. But we talk about that pretty much every year. And as I was trying to write, it was like, no, that's not what you're going to be writing about. It's like, yeah, but I really want to write. No, that's not what you're going to be writing about. So what came up for me is that as we talk about our resolutions or our intentions, we usually talk about it as an individual. And what I want to do is I want to talk about it as a community, as Unity of Lawrence. So, you know me and my research. I started off with, where did New Year's Eve even come up? Who thought of this idea? You know? And it started, wow, a really long time ago, about 4,000 years ago with the Babylonians. And they celebrated New Year's Eve. And how they did it is that they made promises to their gods. And for example, you'll see that there is Marduk, who is there, who's one of the Babylonian gods. And in that, they were hoping that they would make enough promises that the god would answer their needs and calls for the year, so it would be a fruitful and healthy new year. But it wasn't January 1st that they did this. Do you know when it was? Nope, close. It's one of those.
April 21st.
Close. March. It's the spring equinox. Right? The spring equinox. Notice how all of our holidays have something to do with taking over from the pagan rites, right, and rituals. Or farming, well, yeah. That's what it's about, yes. So it was in March, and it wasn't until the Roman Empire, Julius Caesar, that it started to shift to January 1st as he changed the calendar, because the calendar that they were using was so inaccurate at that time. So even though the Roman Empire was pretty much on January 1st, the rest of the communities were not. And it wasn't until 1582, with Pope Gregory, the Gregorian calendar, that it really became, there you go, that it really became something that's widespread in the Western culture, that January 1st is New Year's Eve. Oh, so that's okay. And then I thought, what do we do? We have so many different traditions on New Year's Eve. And of course I started with the foods, because you know, food isn't everything, right? First one that I thought of was grapes, the green grapes. That tradition actually comes from Spain. And you're supposed to eat 12 of them as soon as you can once the new year strikes. Why do you think there are 12? One for each month, fabulous, right? And it would give you good luck. Every year my mom calls, are you eating your grapes? Every year without fail. So it's kind of funny. And I have no idea where she got that from, but it's just been in my whole childhood. The next one are black-eyed peas and collard greens. And those are from the south of the U.S. That tradition comes in, and it's about prosperity, so that you're eating that in the first day, and you're encouraging prosperity into your life. The other one that kind of follows that is rice, which is from India, that also is about prosperity. Now, for us, when I was growing up, we always had the black-eyed peas, rice, and collards on January 1st for bringing in and ushering in prosperity. So that was one of our traditions that we had. We actually combined the rice and the peas together. And then there's champagne. There's a tradition in Russia in which they will write a note of what they wish for the year. They will then burn that note. And the ashes they will put into the flute, pour champagne in it, and then drink it. to ensure that their wish will be fulfilled throughout the year. Another one is fish. Fish is about moving forward. It's about abundance, right? And then we have non-food traditions, such as fireworks, right? We use fireworks a lot, and of course that comes from China. And that was supposed to eliminate any darkness and evil forces that were around. So that's where that first comes from. And we do a lot of noise with the noisemakers and the blowing. And that's just thank you. That's just saying goodbye. So long to the old, welcoming in the new. And then there's this phrase called out like a lion, in like a lamb, right? Out like a lion, in like a lamb. And that's that good old catchphrase where it's like, if you're having a really bad, crappy end of year, you know it's going to get better in the beginning of the year. And we have the threshold. This is a Scottish tradition in which it was really important who was coming through crossing your door to your home on January 1st. Good luck would be if pregnant women came and crossed the threshold, because that would be abundance and fertility. Anyone whose birth January 1st is considered good luck and prosperity. So those are the things that they would encourage for people to cross their threshold to give them good luck through the year. And then the last one that we do an awful lot of is the kiss. We are always trying to smooch on someone right at the stroke of midnight, aren't we, on New Year's Eve? Why do we do that? Well, what did you say? It's nice? It's nice. Yeah. Well, it is nice. And the tradition is that whoever we're kissing is who we will be kissing throughout the year. Another take on that is that even whoever we are kissing, we're inviting love and kisses throughout the year. So those are the two takes on that particular custom. So I'm sure you're now going to be really careful about who you're kissing on New Year's Eve. But where did the resolutions come from? Where did that come from? Once again, it came from the Babylonians, who would look at what they accomplished through the year and then plan for the next year. And so I thought that we would do it here at UCOL. What did we do in 2016? We did quite a bit. Bonita, it's driving me crazy that your thing is down. It's driving me crazy. I'm looking at it and I'm just like, do I say anything or do I not? I had to. Thank you. So what did we do in 2016? Well, first, you got me. I joined here. So that's really good. Thank you. And then what we did is, we moved the bookstore. And we rearranged the bookstore. Nancy did some amazing stuff over there. Big change. That's right. Here we go. Then what did we do? We did a major clean out, didn't we? We had that dumpster. We had 20-something people show up to help clean out all of the things that churches do. We just kind of say, well, we could use that maybe sometime. And it just accumulates, and we did that here and over at the annex. And what that does is that releases the energy, doesn't it? Allowing new to come in. Then we changed our music program a little bit. And it's still in change, it's still evolving. It hasn't rested yet. And I kind of like that. Because you never know what's going to happen when you come in. Who's going to be the musician? What the flavor's going to be like. I like that. That's a lot of energy. And then we did live streaming and taping the video of the talk. So that's the big deal. That's an attempt to get our message out to other people so that they know that we are here and what we're about. We've had book studies and classes and workshops. We've had some guest speakers like E.J. Niles and Martha Creek come in and do workshops and talks. We got the brand spanking new projector and screen. two of our main spiritual beings of light passed on this year. And so, Johnny, are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. There's been a lot of grieving and shifting and looking at how are we a community without those two lights in our presence. We've also had some lessons in 2016. We learned that spiritual bypassing is really spiritual malpractice. And when I talk about spiritual bypassing, what I'm saying is, if we do not allow ourselves to feel all the feelings and embrace them, no matter what we're going through, and just jump to the, it's all good, God's got it all, it's all wonderful, that's spiritual bypassing. If we look at someone else's journey and make a judgment about their spiritual journey, that is spiritual bypassing, spiritual malpractice. You get it? We've talked about that throughout the year. Another lesson that we learned is about embedded beliefs. That we all have embedded beliefs that drive us. And that it's real important for us to look at those beliefs, because if we try to put unity teachings on top of that, we then wonder, how come it's not working? It won't work because we have those beliefs that we still allow to drive us. And so it's so important for us to look at and become aware of what our embedded beliefs are. Do we still secretly believe that God is going to grant our wishes? You know, do we secretly still see God on the throne? Do we still think that there's limbo, there's hell, there's heaven? All of those things, whether we vocalize them or not, but if we secretly believe that, that is going to determine how we operate in the world. Can I get an amen? Amen. We also learned how to live in the question. Because as a new community for me, and you getting to know me, right, we don't know how we're going to evolve and shift or not. And so we've had to learn how to live in the question of what is. What are the possibilities? Without being uncomfortable. It's okay to not know and be comfortable in that not knowing. We've also learned that we are each the vibration of God. As we dealt with that study from I Am the Word, we did a big study on that. I did a sermon series. We had a book group on that emphasized that. We also learned that there are no others. Meaning there are no Republicans, there are no Democrats. Yeah, there are no Republicans, there are no Democrats. Thank you. Why do I say that? I get blank looks now. I got blank looks from you guys. Why am I saying that? It's true. Why? We're all one. We're all one.
The others in ourselves.
Thank you. And we do have parts of the others in ourselves. So there is no push against or resistance of. And we've also learned that shadow work is a requirement for us to heal not only ourselves and our lives, but our communities and this planet. Because we can see what unhealed shadow work looks like right now. Right? All of that is bubbling up right now. The hatred, the racism, the nots, the you're less than. All of that is bubbled up into the mainstream. We haven't done enough of our shadow work. All right, so then it's like, what do we do? UCOL 2017. Normally, the minister sits down at the end of the year and goes, well, I think I'll plan it out. I don't think that's part of a community. I think a community is people saying what they need, what they want to see more of, what they want to see less of, what's important to them, what's the direction that their journey is, and what help they need. And so that's the process that I want us to do today. So I'm going to ask Victor to play the meditation song, prepare us for meditation, and then I'm going to take you into a meditation that then elicits you to come up and write What do you want to see at Unity of Lawrence? And don't say a fun community, because that's not tangible. I want specific things, detailed things. Joyous community? No. Why? Because what does that mean? How does that look? How does that manifest out into this community? Do you understand what I'm asking for?
Yes.